Duxbury's Art Complex Museum offers a year-round schedule of exhibits and events. Located on Alden Street, the museum has served as a regional art center since 1971, housing exhibits including painting, sculptures, prints, crafts, small music performances, and classes. PACTV Community News visited the Art Complex Museum to meet artist Carol O'Malley to see her exhibit currently on display through February the 17th as part of the museum's On Their Own series.
The idea behind the word complex was that we were more than just art, okay? So we have concerts here, we have tea ceremonies here, and we have an education department. So if you go onto our website, which is artcomplex.org, you can find out everything we're doing in the next year as far as educational opportunities and as far as exhibitions, as well as schedules for tea, concerts, and yoga. So we have three spaces where you can show, or where we exhibit in this museum. One of the spaces is always our collection, but the other two spaces are generally contemporary artists, living artists, and in some cases they are even local artists.
Hi, I'm Carol O'Malley, and this is my newest work at the Art Complex Museum in Duxbury. So this is work I've done all in the last year, and it is just a jumping off point of hopefully where new work will go. So I shot thousands of photos of both the boxing series and the diving boy series. And with the boxing series, I shot a lot of fights and sparring, and it took me about 4,000 photos to realize that I wasn't interested in the fights, that I was more interested in the action in between the fighting. Then it made more sense when I went to the diving boys, because I realized that I wanted to capture them in this motion of time that just locked them forever in joy. So I'm trying to juxtaposition the two worlds of one which is an interior, darker world reflected with the reds and the drama of the boxing, with the joy and the light and the blues. And by accident, the show became very red, white, and blue, but I think it shows the contrast of two different worlds of the similar age group of young males. From a distance, my work will look very tight and realistic, but as you come closer, hopefully you will be engaged in the paint, and that's my goal as a painter, is to grab you with the image and where I'm coming from in my head, but I want you to be drawn into it and be as involved with the physical surface of the paint as much as the subject matter. I also, on purpose, have a real specific color palette going on in all the pieces. It will look correct for the area and the boxing with the red and the ring and the sky behind the boys, but I'm really acutely aware of putting color in here for psychological reasons so that you actually feel the mood of it as well.
Carol is an artist that we first came to know through the Winter Juried Show, and the work we first saw of hers was really a lot different than what we have here. So when we first started liking her as a painter, she may or may not have even been thinking about a series like this. But I think when we started talking to her, probably talking 3 years ago. So you find an artist, and then hopefully they do what Carol did, was to work on an entirely new body of work, specifically for this kind of a space.
So my next challenge is I'm hoping actually to push this a little bit further, go into the portraits, more psychological. I would like to push it more with dealing with some current issues in the news and in the world today. And I feel that going into the human psyche by looking through the face through paint as opposed to through a photo will allow the viewer to have some more of a psychological insight into some of these individuals that I hope to paint.